my personal experience. So it's the place that I live in and the people that I meet. So for me it feels fantastic. I mean, there is no, I don't know, there's big openness and people are really interested and positive, and there's space for discussing things and for different ways of perceiving, you know, all those controversial issues. So it's a really easy time. I know it's not like that everywhere and not for everyone. I'm not saying everything is fine. It's not, but the world is just not fine, and it probably will never be. I don't think it will ever be. Okay, now we have everything, you know, we took care of everything, everything is clear and there are no problems left. I think that the Polish-Jewish issue is that complex and has such a long history and so many forces in it, the church, that I can't even imagine Poland without the Jewish issue.
In Poland there are lots of stories like you need to keep in the house. You need to keep a painting with a Jew with a coin to have a good luck with money, to keep the money in the house. But there are lots of things like that. Yeah. I think it's harmless, but it's, I don't know. It's harmless, mainly it's harmless, but sometimes it's keeping the stereotypes about Jews which are not good. For example, I have a story of my friend. She's working in a Jewish community in Wrocław, and there was a woman. She came to the Jewish community and she said, "Oh, I don't get why Poles are still believe in these stereotypes and in these stories like you are killing Christian children to have the blood of them to make matzah. It's so funny and they are so stupid. But just between us, from where do you have this blood for matzah?" So you see, there are lots of stereotypes like that. Anti-Semitism, I don't see anti-Semitism here in Warsaw. I see it in the internet, for example, where there are some articles about Jews. So then I see some anti-Semitism in comments. Or when there was a war in Gaza, people were telling bad stuff about Israel and then about Jews again. But it's mainly in the internet.
I guess not the anti-Semitism is the biggest problem for the Jews, but the assimilation, the secularization, that are the problems for us. Most of the Jewish people have their own problem in the society. Like most of the Jewish living in higher society, intellectuals, and most of them, they don't have financial problems and social problems. It's a hard question because it's true that there is a right-wing party in the parliament, and this is the third biggest party. But I don't think so that because of Jews or because of the anti-Semitism.
I feel like we have a much bigger problem of just coming from a Jewish family. Like since the communism, I think all those anti-Semitic voices that were pushed down by the party and by the government and just by communism are out in the open and they are shouting again. And nowadays, even if you're not religious, even if you're not Zionist or like nothing that would make you Jewish, or you don't identify as a Jew, you can have problems. And of course, if you are asking about like actual anti-Semitism, I think in the last years it definitely got much worse. But I don't think it is only true in Hungary. It's true all over Europe, and this is something that we need to face and we need to deal with. I think it's very important for Hungarians to learn how to live with different religions and cultures, and I think Jews have a very, very good situation to teach them because we are not suffering from what other minorities suffer from.
Right after I came back from Madrid, and I was wearing my surf David, a lady in a bus saw it and she just went to another part of the bus because she didn't want to sit near a filthy Jew. But it's mostly old people, I would say. I had times when young nationalists said something, but that's just stupid people and I really don't care what they have to say.
First and foremost, it's completely unrealistic, stupid to think that Jewish people will leave Europe. In a lot of ways we have similar situations like in the beginning of the century. A lot of Jews don't feel Jewish, they feel part of their societies. And if you approach this whole thing with okay, let's bring who are the Jews? Then tell me if let's try to make it hands-on. If you have enough money to buy plane tickets for I don't know how many people, because I really don't know, who are Jewish? Who will you bring? What will you say to those people who say, well, maybe my grandmother was Jewish, but I don't feel I'm Jewish? You will leave them behind? They will come after them. If there will be a Holocaust, they will be considered Jewish. Will you leave them behind or will you take them by force? This is just so theoretical and so far-fetched from anything that I'm really shocked when people ask me this. I know that it's there, and there's a debate about this, and I got this a lot of times. Why don't we buy plane tickets to European Jews? It's the same. Why don't you buy, I don't know, plane tickets to American Jews, to Israel? Every Jew should live in Israel. That's the only place where there is anti-Semitism also in the United States. So